Hey, what is going on, guys and girls? Twintendo here. Today I'm going to be talking about why new Mega Evolutions could be in Pokémon Super Mystery Dungeon. Now, first of all, let me stress this clearly. This video is all speculation. We barely had any information about the game, and I'm just, making a video so you guys can, go in the comment section and start talking amongst yourselves and see what you guys think. I'm going to give arguments for why new Mega Evolutions even will be in Pokémon Super Mystery Dungeon. Then after that I'm going to give arguments why they won't be in Pokémon Super Mystery Dungeon, new Mega Evolutions. And then at the end of the video I'm going to give my personal opinion. You guys can comment down below what you think on the matter. So yeah, let's get into the video. So first I'm going to go through a list of reasons why new Mega Evolutions could be in the game. So as we guys know, Mega Evolutions are in Pokémon Super Mystery Dungeon. You can even tell just by looking at the box art. You've got Mega Charizard Y straight in the middle. That's kind of, they put it in the middle just so you can see it stand out, and so it shows that Mega Evolutions are in the game, and that's going to be a big selling point of Pokémon Super Mystery Dungeon. How that works at the moment we don't know, but I think we'll find out soon, I'm sure. So guys, why are new Mega Evolutions going to be in this game? Well, first of all, we've had new Pokemon before in Pokemon Mystery Dungeon games, so if you guys have had Red and Blue Rescue Team, you know that Lucario was in it. In fact, Lucario, and this game came out 2006 in Europe and 2005 in Japan, and basically it was a year before Diamond and Pearl this game came out, which is crazy to think about. But basically Lucario was in the game as a statue, and also the highest rank you could get on Blue and Red Rescue Team was the rank of Lucario. Probably Lucario was Alakazam's mentor or something like that, really cool idea. And basically they've shown off new Pokemon before they were actually in their own proper game, the main series, and they also showed off a few more 4th gen Pokemon. So they showed off Bonsly, Weavile, and Mime Jr. Again, a lot of, they're Sinnoh Pokemon for starting, a good mix of them as well. And that was really interesting because everyone was freaking out. In fact, a lot of people thought Lucario was a kangaroo, but I'll move on from that really. And basically, from every 6th generation game that we've had since X and Y, we've had new Mega Evolutions in the game. So, X and Y, obviously, that was when Mega Evolutions were introduced. And then we've had Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, again, more Mega Evolutions are introduced. And then we got another 3DS game that's technically part of 6th generation. Again, are they going to introduce more Mega Evolutions? Who knows? It'll be really interesting. Also, guys, if you look at Explorer's Time and Darkness, there was Primal Dialga, and just before, people start commenting, well, actually, it's Dark Dialga in Japan. Yeah, I know that. And, that's only the English name, Primal Dialga, but if they reintroduce Primal Dialga back into Pokemon Super Mystery Dungeon, there's a high chance that they could maybe confirm that, this is actually Dialga's primal form, that has a primal reversion form. It would definitely build up hype for Diamond and Pearl remakes, especially if they gave Palkia a primal form as well. Even if it wasn't their final form in the remakes, something like hinting at a primal form would be really interesting. Again, like I said, I wouldn't take too much into that, because it was a mistranslation, really. Well, it's not a mistranslation, but it's a different translation in Japanese, Dark Dialga, and obviously there's no real Dark Evolutions or anything, unless they're going to save that for another game. Who knows? You never know what's going to happen in the future, guys. But moving on from that, if you didn't know, there's all 720 Pokemon, excluding Volcanion, in the Pokemon Super Mystery Dungeon game, which is crazy to begin with, but, we'll forget about that. And basically, we are expecting an X and Y sequel or Pokemon Z at this moment, and I'm not sure if I'm the only one who thinks this, but there's been so little mentioned about Zygarde, or just how it's such a underused Pokemon. It's just really, really underwhelming, and basically, it's not great for competitive battling. It's just really forgettable, and it hasn't even got its own Pokemon card yet, which is really weird. I was checking out, Yveltal and Xerneas, they have 6 or 7 already. And, to not give the 3rd kind of legendary, not even 1 Pokemon card, suggests they are doing something. Zygarde's definitely going to have a bigger role in the next game. But, people have forgot about Zygarde, and yes, you could leave it for Pokemon Z. I understand that, and you probably should. But if you want to get people hyped for it, you might want to show a little teaser in Pokemon Super Mystery Dungeon, just saying, just have maybe either a new form or whatever, Mega Evolution, Primal form, alternate form, who knows. And that would really, boost up the hype for Pokemon Z and probably sell a few more copies of Pokemon Super Mystery Dungeon just because, a new Pokemon's in the game. But now I'm going to argue why new Mega Evolutions won't be in Pokemon Super Mystery Dungeon. Now, first of all, which was probably the strongest point I mentioned, which was new Pokemon were shown off in Red and Blue Rescue Team with Lucario, Weavile, Bonsly and Mime Jr. Yes, they showed off these new Pokemon before they were in a main game, but there was a reason actually. If you guys have never seen this film, I definitely suggest you do. It's the best Pokemon film for me, but Lucario and the Mystery of Mew just came out a couple of months before Red and Blue Rescue Team were released in Japan. And basically, they were kind of promoting the film by adding these new Pokemon, or kind of, they were already in the Pokemon world, I guess, so they had, they could just put them in Pokemon Blue and Red Rescue Team. And, again, that, if we had, well, we've got the Hooper film coming out, and if there was a new Pokemon in that, then it would be highly likely that they'd do the same thing in this game. And obviously, we don't have a new Pokemon. I mean, we have Hooper's Unbound form, but that's not really a new Pokemon. I think 7th generation... You're going to have to wait 2 years at least for that, guys. Maybe even more, depending on when the next handheld console comes out from Nintendo. Or they could, make another 3DS game, but that's beside the point. I'll make another video on that entirely. But basically, like I said, those Pokemon were only in Red and Blue Rescue Team just because the movie had come out. Otherwise, they wouldn't have been in it at all. So again, that's probably the strongest argument for why new Mega Evolutions would be in the game, just gone straight away. Now, Mega Evolutions have only been revealed in main games so far, and that's obviously not surprising. We've had 2 main games in 2 years, of course you're going to add new Mega Evolutions, and I'd find it very weird if they strayed from that and added new ones into a spin-off game. Personally, as you can tell already, I honestly don't think new Mega Evolutions will probably come into Pokemon Super Mystery Dungeon. Obviously, I don't know what the future holds. They could add 1 or 2 or add a new Pokemon, who knows. It'd be very interesting, and it would definitely boost sales up, especially if the only way to get the Mega Stone for the whole generation is to actually get Pokemon Super Mystery Dungeon and transfer it over, kind of like Manaphy in I think it was Pokemon Ranger. You have to get that game and transfer the egg over. They could do that. I mean, it'd be a dick move, but yeah, they could do that, I guess. And obviously Pokemon Z and XY2, we're expecting that, probably going to be released next year by the looks of it now. And why they'd show off Zygarde in a spin-off game when, the hype's building up for this new game. Personally, I wouldn't, show off Zygarde in a spin-off game. Definitely wait for Pokemon Z or X and Y2 to come out, and then make Zygarde the main kind of Pokemon. They're probably saving all those, Zygarde Pokemon cards just for when Pokemon Z comes out. They'll probably release new packs and just have a few Zygarde cards in there, because they've done that with Hooper. Hooper's obviously just come out, well, it's coming out in Japan, and they've released new trading cards in Japan, so they're probably going to do the same with Zygarde. And Explores the Sky came out after all 4 generation games had come out. So Platinum came out 2008 and Explosive Sky came out 2009, yet there were no new Pokemon revealed. Again, they could have revealed a new Pokemon there because that was kind of the end of the generation, but again they didn't, and so that kind of strongly suggests that we're not even at the end of the generation, so why would they reveal a new Pokemon now? So basically, I don't think they're going to add new Mega Evolutions or any new Pokemon, but if you guys disagree with me, that's perfectly fine, and if you guys agree with me, again, no problem with that. Comment down below what you think, and guys, if you haven't seen our 2 previous videos, they're on screen now. The first one on the left is details regarding Serene Village, basically the starting village in Pokemon Super Mystery Dungeon. There's a lot of new information in that I don't think many people have covered, so definitely check that out if you haven't seen it. And the other video is talking about the plot of Pokemon Super Mystery Dungeon. Again, this is all speculation, but there's, we've got kind of a good point on this, and I think you guys would definitely enjoy that video as well if you haven't seen it. And if you haven't subscribed already, big red button on screen, just where Trico is. Just don't mind him, you can just put your mouse under him and click that red button, he won't mind. And yeah guys, that is it for the video. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and I also hope you have an awesome day. So guys, I will see you on our next video.